Sports Frenzzyy family. Good night, everyone. Welcome to another Sports Frenzzyy podcast. And tonight's show will be discussing some football action, Euros. They call it 2020. I was just wondering why they don't just name the thing 2021 since as it has been kept in 2021. But, well, they must have the reasons behind that. But we'll be discussing some Euros 2020 action, discussing some tennis and some cricket. We're going to start this off with the Euros 2020 because we saw an interesting match today. Well, one of the pre-tournament favorites in Italy, stamping their authority and showing that they're actually a team to beat at this tournament. And it was an impressive showing from them. And I mean, everything about the performance overall was just brilliant by the Italians. And they came out and they made a statement. 3 goals, 3 points. Couldn't have asked anything more. Shakes, I'm going to start off with you on this one. Weren't you actually impressed by how the Italians deal with the Turkish team today? Impressed. Negative.
What, Mirza?
Right?
Not see.
You're not seeing me either? Oh boy, Shakes, I said they're not seeing you. Not hearing him either?
Here.
Alright, Shakes, they're hearing but they're not seeing. Alright, Shakes, just like go quickly and come back. Ryan is still there?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Alright, Ryan, you saw the Italians and they're no one what? I believe it's 27 matches unbeaten. Alright, look like Shakes is
I
done.
think it's 28. 28 now.
Alright, producer, seen him?
Good now? Because some people seeing, some people not hearing, and some people not
Alright,
seeing
good now?
or hearing.
Alright, so yeah, then say you're good now. So carry on, Shakes.
Yeah, man. So for those who never heard the opening, we're saying that Italy is the first time back at a tournament since 2016 after missing out at 2018 World Cup. Basically, the setup, we wouldn't have been surprised with the setup of the Italian team. You know that they're usually solid in terms of in defense. I think they have a very good goalkeeper. They have two experienced old heads in Chiellini and Bonucci. Nobody would have really been surprised about the starting 11 or even the tactic employed by Mancini in terms of the 4-3-3 formation. As I was saying, in terms of Turkey, I believe that a lot of us, well, not me, because I heard a lot of persons talking about Turkey as a dark horse because apparently them have some young players and all this, and some people win some league titles. Yeah, I don't really buy into that argument. Turkey for me has never really done anything since 2002, so I wouldn't expect them to come and do anything against this Italian team. Plus, for me, Italy just has more quality than Turkey. But the setup by Turkey, their defensive approach did not help. Essentially, for me, if I was a Turkish coach, I would have said, guys, listen, go out, go and give it your all, win, lose, or draw. Hear what? Italy, they're just coming back to a tournament, so expectations are really going to be high. Therefore, they are under the pressure to produce, right? So when you just let Italy come in to the game, just wave after wave, just attacking you, for the entire game, basically, I think Turkey probably had one good chance, I can say, right, in the entire match. It just doesn't help the situation. And for me, that basically just gave the Italians the right comfort zone, the confidence that they needed because they weren't put under any significant pressure. So it basically helped them, got them to acclimatize, especially throughout the first half, going into the second half, and they were just able to do whatever they wanted to do on the field. I wouldn't even say they were outstanding goals. Probably Insigne's goal was well taken.
Alright, that
I
was a
can
very
say
good
that.
goal.
Yes,
The
I can
entire
say
the
that.
entire sequence of play was
Yes,
absolutely
right. So I would say that was a good goal, but in terms of anything outstanding or anything that would strike you and say, "Oh yeah, look at that." For me, no, I never saw that in the match. Right, so I still have to wait and see a little bit more from Italy as the tournament progresses. But for me, as I said, the whole setup by Turkey never helped the occasion.
facts. I saw this comment earlier on and I got to bring it up. Here's Agent Anthony Nicholson saying that let's see them versus a more pacey forward line. And I was watching the match along with Josh, and that was our exact sentiment because a lot of times we saw it was Bonucci and Chiellini dwelling on the ball a lot. We're saying that that if it was a more pacey attack, they would pressure them more and would be able to cause more havoc around there. And many occasions, you see even the goalkeeper himself playing around with the ball near his goal. I was like, God damn, man. But one key thing that I realized about how the Italians play, they kind of somewhat remind me of Spain back in 2010. I don't necessarily mean that they play exactly alike, but they allow teams to run around, like they wear them down, and whenever the teams start to get tired, that's where they hit them because they have ball handlers in the middle. And people are saying that they are surprised that there was no Verratti, but come on, man. As I said before, Verratti,
Yeah,
Jorginho,
Verratti
and
don't suit his style.
No, Vert, he's injured for the first game, and I remember.
yeah, but what I'm saying though, Ryan, is that I think you were the one that pointed it out the other day that Barella is the only one in that midfield that kind of brings something different, otherwise from the others.
I know, Locatelli.
And Locatelli. So if as Mancini did today, where he started Locatelli, Barella, and Jorginho together, that would be my midfield three going forward. I mean, why would I change that? Locatelli
Look
had a
for that.
brilliant season at Sassuolo, and Barella had a super season at Inter. So why would I actually change it when Verratti has been out majority of the time for PSG? So come on. And leading up to this tournament, this has always been the midfield three. So I mean, why would we actually change it now? And
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying in terms of for Verratti. For me, I've never seen Verratti fit Mancini's system. So even though he might be a good player, he's not going to be in the starting 11 unless somebody gets injured.
all right, before I move on to Ryan to get his view, do you actually think that if it was at club football level, Italy would have had 2 penalties in the first half? Shakes.
All right. So I would go with one. I believe one should have been called. I don't know how somebody's arm can be outstretched. And when I say outstretched, I mean flex, not extended. So when an arm is extended, it means that it's likely to be done by the side. If an arm is flex, sorry, it means that it is coming towards the head. So your hand is basically in a 90-degree angle, right? So for me, that one should have been called a penalty.
I
Listen, the
agree.
ref, the ref, the ref knew it was a penalty, right? But I think because he didn't want to be controversial with the very first game, he left it to VAR. Because I could see the look on his face. He was like, boy. So they've never called this as penalty. Okay, let's move on.
But the thing is that that I actually love the ref the game today. Kind of allowed the game to flow somewhat
Yeah, man,
because on multiple occasions,
it was free flowing. Even though the game was slow in a way, it was free flowing.
wow, what better way to put it? But I mean, on multiple occasions, I saw
When you
where
put it
there were
slow.
actual fouls and he never called them. Where just say,
Yeah.
what, play on. But the thing that I realize also with the Italians is that their build-up play at times is very slow and their decision making is very poor in the final third. Multiple times I saw what's his name again? Spinazzola got some opportunities to cross the ball early. Man, hold on to the ball. I saw it also with Frenzzyy and even Berardi. And
But they
I
don't
was
have
like,
players like that, Levon, to capitalize on those things. So you see, their team, their team dynamic does not suit that type of play where a wing back's going to be running down and sending crosses. No, if you realize, we even it was at corners that when they float the ball in, that is where they were dangerous from the balls, from headers. But outside of that, everything was ball through the middle into feet. That's how they were trying to beat them. But for me, their
Ryan,
play was slow.
Ryan, your take now.
Well, you started off by asking why it's called Euro 2020. Remember that um, re-advertising and all of those things. If they were to rename it, it's going to cost them millions. So it would have to remain as 2020, given that reality. Um, as for the game itself, Italy laid down a gauntlet. They call everybody outside. All of the challengers have been called outside. I was wondering if it was actually Thanksgiving in Rome because the way yeah, but it was a great game from Italy in terms of the management of the game, but and how they move the ball, especially in the midfield to the front line and all of that. But Turkey allowed Italy to play that type of football.
You call that a great game, Ryan?
For Italy.
Wow.
It was a great game for Italy.
Okay.
In terms of
it was
how
a practice match.
Huh?
It was a practice match.
Well, it was a great game for Italy.
Yeah.
They moved the ball well from back to front. Yeah. And Turkey allowed them to progress. So it remains to be seen when they face tougher opponents how they will progress. But I think they have a lot of people now looking at them as a real contender as opposed to just simply a dark horse.
I don't agree with that.
Honest, Shakes, why don't you agree with it? Because you're a man of
No, I don't agree with the whole. I don't agree with the whole contender thing. Sorry.
Why?
Listen,
a team can be on. Hold on.
Italy is on a 28 winning streak, and they are on
unbeaten.
Unbeaten. Yes, and they are on 9 games on a 9-game winning streak without conceding.
Fair enough. Can you name one team in those 28 or 29 games that they're unbeaten that they've beaten at a tournament? I can't
remember all of the teams that they play.
No, man. So, which tournament did they play during that time?
But still, regardless of the fact,
which tournament
you need form. If you don't have good form, you can't be considered a good team.
Facts.
And to be a contender, yes. So they have good form. They are coming into the tournament off the back of good form over the last 3 years. They haven't lost. I don't think they have lost anything since 2018. So they are in good form going into the tournament.
I can give you the last 10 matches for Italy.
They should be considered a contender.
I can give you the last 10 matches that they have played. So October last year they drew 1-1 with Netherlands. Then November they beat Estonia in a friendly 4-0. Then in the UEFA Nations League they beat Poland 2-0. Then they beat Bosnia 2-0. Fast forward to this year, March, they beat Northern Ireland 2-0. They beat Bulgaria 2-0. Lithuania 2-0. Bug San Marino 7-0. That was in May. And then Czech Republic 4th of this month 4-0. And then Turkey 3-0.
So they have beaten
But
absolutely nobody.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing now. Turkey went through qualifiers. I think they topped the group in their qualifier, and they only conceded 3 goals. They conceded 3 goals today. So you have to put things in context. Turkey conceded 3 goals in what, 8 or 10 games in qualifiers, and it only took them 1 day to concede 3 goals. So Italy has to be considered a contender right now.
And people are writing on this Turkish team, Ryan. People are saying that it's the worst team at Euros and this and that. This is the same.
What is the worst team at Euro?
Hold on. This is the same Turkish team that took 4 points off world champions France. They beat France and they drew it France. So, I mean, put some respect on the man name. And the man name is not bad as you guys.
I think where Turkey went wrong today was their strategy in terms of trying to sit out the game and get a point.
Yep. I think exactly. I believe they were playing for a draw.
Yeah, they were banking on the fact that, we have a Leicester defender, we have a Lille defender, and we have a
Juventus defender.
Yeah, so they think they could sit back, soak up the pressure, and get a draw and go into the next 2 games. And it did not work out. It backfired.
All right, so Ryan, a little info to back up what you have been saying. So they're now on 28 matches unbeaten. In the Euro 2020 qualifiers, they won all their 10 games. And they posted a perfect record. They're scoring 37 goals and only conceded 4.
But we all know that for Euro qualifying, they don't really play anybody. Because the groups are normally split in about 10 different groups. And really and truly, Europe only really have like 6 to 8 top teams, and then everybody else, the groups are very funny. So yeah, Italy may have only had one other half decent team in there.
Poland.
Huh?
In Poland.
Okay, there you go. All right.
But Shakespeare, Shakespeare just don't play the man them just.
No. What I'm downplaying, is the whole thing about
what Shakespeare saying is something to consider, but at the end of the day, all the other teams have the same reality. All the other European teams have that same reality. So if you're going to beat Italy for that reality, then everybody will have that.
Don't disagree. But what I'm disagreeing with is the fact that people want to make Italy out to be title contenders at this moment. For me, no. Let's wait and see. Let me see them get to the quarterfinals, beat a decent team, and then let me see what kind of pedigree they have going forward. But I'm not going to use their qualifying.
Do you agree that they throw down a gauntlet to them?
No, I don't.
You don't agree with that?
No.
Okay. Well, Italy, remember when we were doing our roundup before the tournament began, I had Italy as the dark horse, and I said I wouldn't be surprised if they made the semis. So,
and that I will agree with as a dark horse. But remember, being a dark horse does not equate to being a contender,
But Shakes, how can you just rule out a team that is on a 28-match unbeaten streak? No matter how you tell me that they don't play against nobody this and that. Come on, you have to factor in that. Listen,
I've seen Brazil on some ridiculous streaks, and then when them come up against decent teams, all I see is men roll on the floor. So I'm not going to use no unbeaten streak. But let me see them against a decent team.
Final talk on this game. In terms of play-wise, and which player actually impressed you in the Italian side today? Both of you guys.
Spinazzola. To be honest, if today was your first time watching Spinazzola, you would say, "Oh, there goes a world-class left back."
But come on, Ryan, don't play the man like that. The man has
no, he's not a world-class left back. He's a good defender. Full stop.
He's probably the fastest player in the team, eh?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, he's probably the fastest. Maybe Frenzzyy.
Yeah, between himself and Frenzzyy, right?
But you can't rule out Kiesa and those guys as well because they're no slouch either.
Yeah, I mean those players will be good impact players, because
No,
they have
but
solid.
Kesa didn't get a chance to really do much in terms of the time that he came on.
Yeah, he didn't. But
So,
what you make of the performance by Domenico Berardi?
well, he had a great Barella also had a great game. I think Barella was slightly above Berardi in terms of if you were to rank them out of 10. I think Berardi would be like somewhere about 7.5 to 8, where Barella would be like an 8.5 thereabout.
So, all right. So let me say
And
this in
Philip Bola would
closing,
be like
Levon, and the
close to one.
Italian team. So basically, Italy has no superstars. Can we all agree with that?
Facts.
All
Yeah.
right. So guess what? I don't think if you're looking for superstar teams or teams that actually have 1 or 2, 3, 4 superstars, Italy does not tick that box. Therefore, they won't start as a top favorite for the competition, but because they have decent players in the team, that is where the dark horse factor comes into play, where basically on the day, because these players actually play in a top league and they have been playing for quite some time, that is an advantage that they can use and say, all right, because nobody not really expecting anything from us. Worse, we never go to the last World Cup. All right, yeah. Let's try waltz through the competition. That's what they have working
So
for
this
them,
is shades of 2006.
basically. But
Okay.
at that point, they actually had some superstars, whether they were aging or not.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a roundup on the Italians. We're going to look forward to the games that will take place across tomorrow. And so tomorrow at 8 a.m., we'll see the Welsh team taking on the Swiss. So that's Wales against Switzerland. Ryan, how you see this one going? And boy, Wales seems to have a hard task scoring goals with their best player, Gareth Bale, out of start somewhat. Hasn't scored for them in a while, so he's kind of on a mini drought. What do you make of them, man? Do you think that they can cause an upset tomorrow? Because they're selling as the underdogs in this game, man.
Wales still has a decent team, nothing spectacular. Pretty much like Switzerland. They are decent teams. Switzerland have Severovic up front, who is pretty bad at the international level. If you look at his game to goal ratio. I don't really see an exciting game tomorrow. I still like a 1-1 draw happening. Nothing exciting to get the pulses racing for that game.
Oh boy. I'm around of shakes. I'll be your take on this game.
Boy, the fact that Turkey has lost 3-0, will these teams go out and be extra cautious to ensure that they just start with a point? That's the worry. Because they might start to look and say, oh, well, Italy beat Turkey, so I wonder if I can beat Turkey and try to go through as a second place. So you try to just go out there and be cautious. But for me, I'm not going to even look back to 2016 Euros with Wales and that run that they made to the semifinals. For this Swiss team, Switzerland, every single tournament, he just mentioned Seferovic, right? That he has a poor international record. Listen, nobody on that Switzerland team have no good international record. But you see, when they enter a tournament, is a different thing. Because every single time I see Switzerland playing at a tournament, they get out of the group stage. So if I'm going to pick another team to come out of the group, I'm going to go with Switzerland. So for me, I would probably go with a 2-1 or 3-1 victory for Switzerland tomorrow, especially because Wales, they're having difficulties up front. Listen, they don't even have a real manager right now. It's an interim manager they have. So they have trouble in their camp.
Yep.
Who is going to score for Switzerland?
Go again?
No, who's going to score 3 goals?
Don't worry about who will
score for Switzerland. They have players that will score, man.
Listen,
a man like
every single tournament, I see multiple people on the score sheet for Switzerland. If it's one team,
no, Switzerland does not score a lot of goals.
Let me correct.
Switzerland really don't score more than 2 goals at best in tournaments.
Casey, now you're actually
Remember,
incorrect.
remember,
Wales is not the youngest team at the tournament. Turkey is the youngest team.
Turkey is
So
the youngest
correction
team.
on that.
Yeah. Which tournament was it? I think it was '06 World Cup where Switzerland never scored any goal at all or something like that and come out
So
of the
why you
group.
gone back so far? Why you gone back so
No,
far,
I'm just
Ryan?
saying
Oh God, man.
they have a tendency
Ryan,
during tournament. They
Ryan,
have
Ryan,
a
hold
you're
on.
tendency.
reaching.
No, but you also went back for Shakes. You also mentioned the fact that tournaments that tend to come out groups, but I'm also
Yeah.
enhancing the point by
As in
saying
recent time, since their
tournaments that
players
do
have
come
been
out the
playing.
group, they do come out the groups, but they really don't score more than a goal or two. So I don't really
I'm sure they've scored at least
They have, they
don't
have,
see them
three
scoring
goal
more.
one
they have
time,
scored
man.
goals, man, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. Even the youth, as I was about to say, I watch a lot of football now, including young boys and all those side. And young boys have a player on their side named Christian Fastnat. That youth will even pop up with a one goal for Switzerland come tomorrow, man. Stop reaching. And
No,
even
I'm not saying they won't score any at all. I'm saying three sound like a stretch. That's it.
All right, 2-1 then.
I'm not putting it past them. It's possible.
Okay.
Well, so what's your prediction for the match, Ryan? You said draw?
1-0 draw, yeah.
Yeah, he said 1-1.
And Shakes, what did he say? 3-0,
I
2-1?
sticking no man, I sticking with my 3-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up tomorrow, we'll see Denmark taking on Finland at 11 a.m. Denmark, who are doing quite well at this point in time. They have done well, and they're actually trying to look to move on. And a lot of people have them as the second team to make it through out of this group. Shakes, I'm going to start with you on this.
Denmark, Finland, or the group?
Denmark, Finland.
Oh, boy. I don't really know much about the Finnish team. The only man I know in that team is Timo Pukki. Yeah. So I'm not even going to pretend like I know anything about Finland, right? I know that Denmark, they normally perform well. They have a decent spine of players that they can count on. So for me, they're just going to have more quality than Finland on the day. They also have recent tournament experience that Finland does not have. So that will also, or should, I won't say will, that should work in their favor. So for me, give me Denmark 2-0 over Finland.
All right, unlike Shakes, I know quite a few Finnish players like Glenn Kamara, who plays for Rangers, and also Marcus Forss, who played for Brentford, that will be in Premier League next season, and even Joel Pojanpolo was at Bayer Leverkusen, and even their keeper, Erdeki, who is the keeper for Bayer Leverkusen. So, unlike Shakes, I know quite a few of these guys.
Oh, I know that goalkeeper, but I didn't even know he was Finnish.
He's Finnish, man.
I thought he was Hungarian. Which one is
Come
Hungarian?
on, you're mixing up
really
with the
didn't know
Leipzig
that he
keeper,
was
Leipzig
Finnish.
keeper, and Gulaschki.
Yes,
But you know,
is Hungarian.
He's a
That's
decent keeper, though, Levan. I will
He is.
admit that. Yes, I will admit that because
I
I've
mixed it
seen
up.
him. Yeah, but I just never know which country he was from.
Yeah, man, Erdeki is actually Finnish. Ryan, your prediction on this game?
Pretty much as Shakes is saying, Denmark has a very good back line. They have a solid midfield with Delaney and Voss, who I think will play midfield. Ericsson to create from that end of the field. Decent forward line, nothing spectacular, but decent for a tournament. So I think Denmark will control the game for most of the game and come out 2-0 winners.
Okay. Now move on to the other fixture that we'll see take place tomorrow. That is Belgium against Russia. And the Belgians will be without the services of their maestro in midfield, Kevin De Bruyne. With that being said, you see them getting past Russian team. This Russian team that is not the team that they once would normally give teams a lot of trouble and things like that. But Ryan, I'm going to start with you on this one.
Yes, Russia, what they were in 2018, they have fallen off a bit from then. Maybe saying a bit is kind of under scoring what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, they have fallen off somewhat. Belgium, this is the last of their golden generation, so they have to try and come good at this tournament. even without De Bruyne, I don't see Belgium being challenged much by the Russians. So I'm going 2-0. 2-0 Belgium.
Shakes.
Yeah, I'd basically give the same assessment in terms of the Russian team not really striking any significant fear. Yeah, we all know what they did last tournament, but that was just because they were playing at home. Even though it's in St. Petersburg that they're playing, right?
I'm seeing that again.
Yeah, I think that's where the game is, St. Petersburg. So I'll give them a goal, but Belgium to win 3-1.
Okay.
Too much quality on the day by the Belgians, even without Kevin.
Okay. Now on Sunday at 8 a.m., we'll see the team that is the most talked about, the one that this producer keeps on taunting about, but it's coming home, and Ryan himself loves to clamor about. The English team taking on the Croatians. Why is this one going, Shakes? Because I'm going to start with you now. I'm going to leave Ryan for last on this.
Grudge match, eh?
Ryan is going to have a whole lecture to give us about this game. So I'm going to let you go first.
So this is basically a grudge match between England and Croatia. We all know what happened at the World Cup. I don't think Croatia they don't necessarily have the same sort of oomph as they did back in 2018 because the players have gotten much older since then. Basically England, they have a decent young team, I would say, right? Some decent players. For me, Phil Foden, Harry Kane, Jadon Sancho, Jack Grealish. Those four players for me are the key to England progressing or doing well in this tournament. Even for that match tomorrow, if those four guys can play well, I don't see why England shouldn't win that game tomorrow. It will still go again. Sunday, yes, sorry, Sunday. It still will be a close affair. I'm going to go with England winning 2-1 on the day.
Now over to the Englishman, Ryan.
You know, I've seen a lot of people, even English fans, fearing Croatia and so the best England can get is a draw, this and that. I think the fear comes from Southgate, people thinking Southgate might play a back three or go at them defensively because he might think that their midfield is vastly superior to his. I think a lot of people have in 2018 PTSD where Croatia, yeah, because if you look at Croatia has fallen now. England has gotten better.
Old team, exactly.
Yeah, I think England is the better team now, but results will be determined by how England approach the game. I don't think England should approach with a back three. I think England should go and play to win, play offensive, counter-pressing football to win against Croatia. Play the system that they have been trying to get down pat over the last year or two, which is to have your attacking players going direct at the defenders and the midfielders putting passes to your attackers and so forth. I don't think there is any fear factor with this Croatia team as it was a few years ago. So if England should not approach the game in a negative fashion and go for any draw or anything like that. Play to win. Play with a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. Start Grealish in the free role and go at the Croatians because the back line can be taken. The midfield is their strength. And Croatia's forward line is decent but not as good as it was. So I think England, if they play properly, should win 2-1.
But you think you mentioned Grealish. You think he'll play Grealish, Mount, and Foden?
I think he should play them. That's what remember I started off by saying it depends on what Southgate does. Southgate can choose to be afraid of them and go with a back three, or even go with a 4-3-3.
No man, attacking in terms
and
of if he selects the attacking team that you would like to see. You think he goes with all three,
I would like.
including Sancho on the right?
I don't think he will do it, but I'd like for him to do it.
Oh, because for me it would be a big disappointment if England goes into that game and they don't beat Croatia.
I think I agree with you.
And let's point out one thing here, because I see people talking that Croatia is going to beat England. England doesn't lose at Wembley. This game will be played at Wembley. The worst result that will happen is a draw. And
yeah, but you remember the last time
earlier on.
You remember 2000. You remember when we needed a draw to go through, and we lost at Wembley against Croatia.
Yeah, but guess what? That was 08. That was 08, Ryan. But guess what? No,
07.
these 07 going into that Euro 2008. And this team, listen, most of these players that are playing, they weren't even watching Euro 2008 or even watching the qualifier for in 2007. Exactly. So I wouldn't even bring that up.
Bellingham was on breath.
Listen, most of them, they were out in the backyard, or they were basically learning to play football. Listen, they weren't even watching the Euros or watching the qualifiers.
You look at the head-to-head with Croatia and England. I think it's 10 games, and England win 5, lose 3, and draw 2, something like that.
So
England has won at least about half of the games that they have played against Croatia.
For me,
based on what I'm seeing, is 8 games. So England has won 4, one has drawn, Croatia has won 3.
Oh,
that is what I'm currently seeing.
Oh, I saw 5. I saw 5-3-2, something like that. Sometime.
So it's England has won 4, one has drawn, Croatia has won the other 3. And the last time they played, that was 2018. England won 2-1.
2-1 in the Nations League, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Immediately after the World Cup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's move on now. We said that, well, we all agree that England will win this game, except for a lot of the people in the comment section. They're saying that England is going to lose.
They're just haters.
Facts. And to hear a man like Sheikh say that, you must know.
Exactly. and you know I'm not a big England person when it come on to the players. So if I can say that, you know that the people them just hating.
Yep. Next up on Sunday, we'll see Austria taking on North Macedonia at 11 a.m. And I'm sure that Sheikh is going to say, I don't know anybody that plays for North Macedonia.
Yeah, and I'm sure you will tell me that you probably know the goalkeeper, the right back, and the forward.
I know majority of the team, man, not just them.
All right.
You remember Holdman, Goran Pandev from Napoli days?
Yes.
Yeah, man,
I know he's still playing for them, you know.
We know Pandev and Alioski. That's
other day he had scored a goal for them in a game that they drew 1-0, I think. Yeah.
And the young guy that scored in Germany, I don't remember his name.
So I know he's still around, man.
You know, you're supposed to know the player at Napoli as well, man. LG Elmas. You should know him, man. Come on, man. You guys should know better than that. But anyways, let's move on. Austria against North Macedonia. Austria not looking so bossy as well. They have been up and down, mixed bag. Come Sunday, Ryan, how is this one going?
You know, I think North Macedonia can spring a surprise somewhere along the line. I don't know if this will be the game.
The prophet has spoken.
I don't know if this will be the game, but I think I'm going to go 1-1.
Oh, that's a surprise, Ryan. My God, I thought you were going to say win.
I don't know if this is going to be the game, so I'm going to be somewhat conservative with my prediction.
But there has to be a game on Sunday because you know that's how football works. There has to be a game on Sunday that there's a surprise winner.
Definitely.
Not no surprise draw, right? So it has to be.
Maybe the England game will be the surprise winner because everybody's saying England win.
Yeah, but then but you see, most people would say that that's not a surprise.
No, I mean,
come on, just give a prediction for the Austria game.
All right, I'm gonna go with Austria. I'm just making trouble. I'm gonna go with Austria. I'm not even going to begin to wonder about the North Macedonia team. Listen, Austria. Give me Austria 2-1.
All right. And the final game on Sunday, we'll see Netherlands taking on Ukraine. Two teams that have been up and down, especially the Dutch. Shake, start with you on this one quickly.
Yeah, for me, nothing special about that Dutch team. I don't even think they have a good coach. For me, their players, they're not ready for the moment just yet. I believe probably next World Cup, give them a few more years. So I'm not really expecting anything outstanding from them. For me, the Ukraine team, they have been decent in terms of expectations. So they don't come and play any fancy football. They're very methodological in terms of what they do. So they will score a goal and that is it. They will basically just play for a draw. So in terms of their methodological approach, I expect them to basically play for a 1-1 draw against this Netherlands team. And I mean their defense. I've never really seen the Ukrainian defense being whack. To be honest, right? Where people wiping them out. They've been solid at the back. So I'm gonna go with a 1-1 draw.
Except for when Germany beat them 3-1 just last year. Otherwise,
Okay.
that they have been tight. But Ryan, your prediction on this one?
The players are not behind the board. The fans are not behind the board.
Nope.
Nobody is behind the board. Not even his own twin brother is behind him.
Madman.
I don't see the Dutch doing well this tournament. Coleman had them playing good football, and the board came in, said we're not going good football, rip up the script, and I think this might be the surprise, Shakes. 2-1 Ukraine.
Oh no, I'm not surprised if you pick them to win. That's actually a good prediction.
No, I'm going 2-1 Ukraine. I think Ukraine has been playing good football leading up to the tournament.
As I said, for me, I don't think this Netherlands team strike any fear in anybody at all. And I mentioned the coach, say I don't rate him for what he has done with Netherlands thus far.
All right, so Mr. Ryan, you expect Ukraine to win this one?
I'm going with them for the victory. Yeah.
And Shakes, we said draw?
Yeah, I'll go with a 1-1 draw.
Because the players clearly don't like the 3-5-2.
No,
They have
rephrase that, Ryan. It's not 3-5-2. It's 5-3-2. It's way more defensive than 3-5-2.
5-3-2. That's what I meant to say. Yeah.
All right. Before we move into Monday fixtures, just quickly going to touch on the Copa America because that will begin Sunday, and we know that most Jamaican fans are Brazilian supporters. So quickly, Brazil take on Venezuela on Sunday. Brazil are on a long unbeaten streak. They've been doing quite well. Shakes, talk about your team quickly.
So yeah, Brazil don't really like the coach. He's another madman. But you know, once teams are getting results, they say, "Oh, work with the manager." But for me, he's too defensive. In terms of even some of the persons, I won't call anybody's name or names that I know should not be even a Brazilian, much less in a Brazilian team.
All teeth.
So I'm not even going to call their names, right? Because I believe they should be playing in Malta, you know. Some nice backyard football. But Brazil, they have been solid, I must say. They have been solid against their counterparts. So the South American teams that they face, they always do well, right? So it's not going to come as any big surprise if Brazil goes on to win this tournament. It's not going to come as a surprise to see Brazil go out tomorrow. Sunday, at 4 p.m. and basically beat Venezuela 3-0 because it's what they do in CONMEBOL, right? And the Copa America is still CONMEBOL. So I expect more of the same.
Is the truth. There's also another game on Sunday, Ryan. I just want to give a prediction for it. Colombia against Ecuador.
Colombia, Ecuador, boy. As it stands with CONMEBOL right now, you realize that most of the teams have, in terms of their world ranking since 2018, they have dropped.
Yep.
In that, yeah. So that area of that federation is not as good as it once was. Even
Good point,
Brazil,
Ryan.
even Brazil, who is the best team there, has fallen off since 2018. So
Good point.
Colombia, Ecuador, right now it's going to be 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I'd have easily said Colombia. But as it stands right now, anything can happen and it is not even a surprise.
I'm going
So
to
I'll go with a 1-0 draw.
okay. I'm going to save this argument for some other time because he's not on the show tonight. But Shakes, Jason and I was having an argument the other day, and Jason said to me that only France and Italy are better than Brazil at this point in time.
I disagree. If
No
Brazil played,
need to go on any further.
oh, okay.
Save it for another time.
No, the only thing I was gonna say is if Brazil played many of the European teams, they
I
can't
said
win.
it to him.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I said it, and I even go as far as said that if Brazil faces Germany right now, Brazil will beat Germany.
I am one of the biggest Brazilian fans around. I literally ball when Netherlands beat Brazil at the 2010 World Cup. Yeah, the 2010 World Cup. I shed tears. I'm born in Jamaica.
No,
Not
but
on the Brazilian sand.
if World Cup were to happen now, this summer, I don't see Brazil passing quarterfinals.
They would actually struggle to reach to the quarterfinals.
All right, so let's move on. This is a discussion for another time. I just want a prediction on these three games. So on Monday, Scotland, Czech Republic. Ryan.
Oh, okay.
Scotland, Czech Republic. I think Scotland has been playing better football than Czech Republic over the last year or so. 2-1 Scotland. Not much.
Check the prediction.
I'm going to go with that too. A Scotland win 1-0.
Okay. Poland, Slovakia. Slovakia probably the worst team at the tournament, just saying.
Easily.
Shakes, your prediction?
You know, I'm gonna go with Poland to win that game. 2-1.
Lewandowski finally showed up on the international scene.
Oh well, I'm glad you highlight that because he has never been around when it comes down to being in a Polish shirt. When it comes to a tournament in qualifying, he is excellent, but not in tournaments. But I'll give them the victory because Slovakia, a weak team. It's not like Slovakia back when they had qualified ahead of Italy. I think it was. Yeah.
It was 2010.
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Well, Shakes, as I just said, no, Lewandowski is like Fred.
Yeah, when it comes on to tournaments.
When it comes down to tournaments. Ryan, your prediction for this game?
Not much analysis. Again, 2-0 Poland.
Yeah.
So and
finally, the last matchup, Monday afternoon, we'll see Spain taking on Sweden. Short-handed Spain against a Swedish team that has been playing decent. Ryan, your prediction?
Normally, people don't think Spain will run riot over Sweden, but I don't see that happening. Sweden has a very decent team, especially in the forward areas. They also have a decent back line. Spain will create chances. They will go to Morata, and he will miss. So 1-1 game for me.
Shakes.
Yeah, so yeah, Morata just going to be that I don't even know what you call him. That false 9, not really a 9 falls. He's just gonna be there on the field to kind of support the Spanish the Spanish boys. Sweden, yes, they've been decent. I'm sorry that Ibrahimovic is not there. But for me, Spain should have enough quality to eke out a win. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory for Spain.
And I'm going to stick with the Spanish because Shakes' favorite tennis player, Rafael Nadal, got his ass kicked earlier on today by Novak Djokovic. Djokovic knocked him out on his favorite surface, his favorite turf, right on clay. Shakes. I know that it was a brilliant match. I mean, yeah, it was an exceptional game of tennis. I enjoyed every bit of it, but at some point, Novak had me be like, someone you come kid over because I remember, I think it was in the third set, he was up by 5-3, and he allowed Nadal to come back right out. And I believe Nadal Well,
He didn't allow him.
let me
Fix
rephrase.
up that. Thank
It's
you.
based on Nadal was playing brilliantly. He came back and actually led 6-5, but Novak held his nerve and prevailed in that set and went on to win the game. Shakes. Floor is all yours.
So you just switch to tennis just like that. All right, guys, listen. For
Kevin is
anybody,
my favorite tennis player too, so
for anybody, for
I'm gonna take
anybody that
some.
did not watch that match, you guys miss one of the top 3 tennis matches in the history of the game. I don't care what nobody in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s want to say, right? That game is in the top 3. That third set that lasted 97 minutes. I want you guys to listen to that. 97 minutes. 97 minutes is 1 hour and 37 minutes. Many men's matches don't even last that long. One set lasts 97 minutes. That is how
Producer,
high.
you remember we were saying it that probably that set actually lasted for close to 2 hours.
Yes. That set alone was of the highest order. Like honestly, I think that set might be the greatest set of tennis ever played. Because yeah, no joke. Like I was literally sitting at work. Thankfully, nobody came to interrupt me while I was watching the match. And I literally could not move from the screen. Like, no joke. Couldn't move. Because the shots that these guys were playing, listen, it never even mattered to me that Djokovic won the game. I'm the biggest Nadal fan. And I honestly never felt any way for Djokovic winning the game. Why? Because I was like, listen, all right, Nadal basically has achieved the greatest feat in all of sports for me. For a man losing only 2 times prior to today on one tennis court or in an event in any sport for me is unmatched anywhere, whichever galaxy you want to go, nobody can match that, right? But for me, the grit, the determination, the little tactics that Djokovic, I don't really like him for that, right? Many people don't like him for that tactic,
Smart.
right? When it comes on, yes, we all know that he developed that in his game basically to throw off players, right?
You remember?
But as I
Hold
said,
on, Shakes. Pick up him quick. You remember what he did against what's his name again? Musetti in the previous game.
yeah.
Musetti killed him in the first 2 sets,
Killed him the first 2 sets, yep.
And the man just take a long bathroom break. You see, after that, the man was playing some flawless tennis. You know
yeah,
what?
Man. That's listen, and you see, it is because of those things why no matter what Djokovic does in the world of tennis, he will never surpass Federer and Nadal in the eyes of the tennis world. And I'm just being honest. It's not. Listen, I'm not going to get up on the bias and because I'm a Nadal fan. No. Listen. Even if Djokovic end up with 25 Grand Slams, right? And Federer remain on 20 and probably Nadal only get to 21 or 22. Listen, remember, you see tennis is not just about what you do on the court, It's also about the eye test. Right? And it's about how people view you and what you do during matches. So yes, it was an absorbing match. As I said, for me, definitely top 3. Listen, basically, I can say 2 matches between Nadal and Djokovic rank top 2 all time. Australian Open, right? Whether you guys want to pick the final that they played one year, or I believe it was the semi-final another year, along with this match. Any one of those 2 matches, 2 of the greatest. The Wimbledon between Federer and Nadal, that ain't great. Nah. It was just a very absorbing match, right? Because, Nadal was trying to break Federer's dominance as it pertains to grass court. But for me, I give Djokovic the plaudits. As I said, he's not well liked. But if anybody did not watch that match, I suggest you guys just look for the match and actually watch it. High quality tennis. If everybody was on either BBC or Twitter and seeing literally everybody tennis players, football players, media personalities, like everybody, they were tuned into the match because they literally could not leave their screens, right? And I also believe
Shakes, you're telling a lie though. Not everybody. People are interested in watching Euros. Don't stretch it.
all right,
That's
fine.
the thing. That's the thing. When I was watching Euros, somebody made a post in a group and said, "Why you guys watching Euros and this tennis match is going on?"
Listen,
To be
I
honest,
had another
I was flickering
I
my
had
throat
another
everything,
tab
man.
open. I had another tab open,
That
right?
was what I
But
was doing, Shakes.
exactly, but it was the tennis that I was really tuned into, right? But as I said, absorbing match, right? The media personalities, all those players, they were glued to their screens because they did not want to miss anything in that match. I recommend anybody. That was probably, or that was the perfect way to play on clay versus Nadal.
But Shakes, you know that I was more glued to it, to the fact that I wanted Nadal to lose more than
Yeah,
the play itself.
because you don't want Nadal to surpass Federer.
You will eventually.
Remember,
I mean,
people have their reasons, So listen, you don't even like Djokovic, but you want Djokovic to win, right? Not realizing that, hey, guess what? But Djokovic can win French Open and then go to Wimbledon, and he can be on 20 also.
yeah, but I mean, my point is the same thing that you just highlighted about Djokovic. No matter if you win 25, it just won't be liked. You won't be seen as the greatest
That's
of all
true.
time.
No, I
So
know,
Djokovic will be the,
and
no,
that is
Djokovic
fair,
will always be seen as a third leg
And that
from
is
within
fair,
the
that's
field.
the fact.
And that is fair, Levon. But you see, if I was going to get up and say, which two tennis players would give you the very best match in all forms of tennis, I would
Djokovic
have
and
to go
Nadal
with Nadal and
and
Djokovic.
Djokovic. Yeah.
And that's me just being honest.
And that it's only two players that I've seen really give Nadal a fight on clay, and it's Djokovic. And they see that he always give Nadal trouble, and when it matters most, the man just falter in the last set. Dominic Thiem. That he would
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
give
I
Nadal
know
a
you
lot of
meant
trouble,
it. Yeah. I knew it. Yeah.
Yeah.
but
But it
it
was a
was a very good.
well-deserved victory.
Yeah, man, and the producer get up for I don't know what reason. I know that he's a big Djokovic fan.
Novak is the goat.
Man, go sit down. Anyways,
Djokovic have fans.
Yeah, he does. He has very few.
he has fans, man. But the final will be played between Djokovic and one Stefanos Tsitsipas. These are the type of players that I have time for now. The Tsitsipas of this world, the Alexander Zverev, and Zverev was the one he actually knocked out in the semis, and it will be a very good match between Djokovic and Tsitsipas. Both these guys' games went to 5 sets. But the difference is that four.
Yeah, one went to
Tsitsipas,
four. One went to four.
Tsitsipas
Nadal
went to four.
today. Yeah.
Tsitsipas went to 5.
Yeah, another one went to 4. So yeah, it went to 4, but in terms of the time that it was played for, it was way longer.
Yeah, the time,
That's
and not
reason,
only that,
that's the reason
the
why
intensity.
that's the reason I clicked in my head that it was probably 5 sets.
The intensity, Levon, the intensity was far greater in that Nadal Djokovic match, right?
But Shakes, I'm going to ask a question in regards to that now. With Tsitsipas playing earlier and with Djokovic going this long, could it be a case where fatigue might come into play for Djokovic come the final?
No, why? Because he can just take a medical timeout or a bathroom break.
Bathroom break.
Yep. That's his tactic. Like, there's no Novak Djokovic fan that can come and dismiss that argument. Cannot.
All right, so producer, I've seen a lot of people asking this question. They say, why does court matter? Because when they're discussing, a lot of players, they always bring up the court into the arguments. For instance, Nadal's won most of his titles on clay. So I see some of our viewers asking the question, why does the court matter?
Kind of like with cricket, where this type of
Yeah.
like a bowler.
It doesn't matter because when a player is like Djokovic, right? Is very good on all surfaces, then the argument can be put that he is the greatest of all times. Once it's balanced. No, court also matters because on clay, right? Normally on clay, it is said that the ball moves slower and it's better for defensive players like Nadal. Based on the all they call the rates or the speed on in which the ball move, then on clay court, the defensive players like Mala will always have an advantage. Then on
Is that,
grass now, right, where the ball moves very fast or hard court, then advantage to players like who play the pretty tennis like Federer. Person like Federer that I said normally play the type of tennis that a Barcelona team would have played on the Pep Guardiola. So it's basically the hard courts too. Both hard courts are similar in some ways, Australian and the US hard courts.
you can
All right,
also
so
use cricket,
as you said, Shakes not in his head, so Shakes is
you can
actually
also
not
use
in
a
it.
cricketing
Yeah.
analogy to say that a pitch that has more grass in it, it suits the fast bowler better because
Yeah,
the
it
ball
does.
comes down faster.
Yeah,
Whereas
with
a pitch
clay
with
court.
less
And that's
grass
why
and more dirt and crack,
Yeah,
it
with the clay
will
court, you
suit
get
a
more
spin
revs.
bowler. It
yeah.
will suit a spin bowler better because of how the ball moves on it and so forth. So it goes across sports.
It goes across sports. And what I realized that a lot of the tennis players tend to complain a lot about the clay surface, right? I've not seen it in the last few years, but I remember like persons like Maria Sharapova, Serena, and all those persons that complain about it. I think Maria Sharapova said once she feel like a cow on ice.
Sharper was just like a whim. Cries a lot.
They don't really tend to like the clay, but I think it's one of the greatest surfaces.
Listen, there's a reason, throughout the history of tennis, where you've only had two specialist court players, Bjorn Borg and the king himself, right? And that's it. Two specialists. Everybody else, listen, if you win a title there, be thankful.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Alright,
I'm gonna say this for people to understand. On clay, today Djokovic, he won 3 sets against Nadal, right? In all of tennis history, for Nadal versus his opponents, Djokovic has won 10 sets in all his years playing against Nadal. Federer, the same, has only won 4 sets. So that is how hard it is for these players on clay versus the other surfaces.
Yes, that's true.
all right, producer. Another question from one of our viewers, Demo, is asking, why do players make so much noise when they must serve the ball? And the balls are like,
Let me see the speed of the ball go.
The Shakes.
so Shakes, the producer said I should turn that one to you.
Oh yeah, so you see on TV everything looks slow. But think about a ball coming to you at 83 miles per hour, a tennis ball.
No, Shakes, stick a pin.
It's a
You says
100
when you're
miles per hour.
serving the ball, not when it's coming at you.
No, I'm talking in terms of winners, right? I'm not talking
No,
in
man.
terms of serving.
No, man. You know that is serving most time we hear these grunts and all of that, man. Come on.
That's
No,
probably
you know.
like a medical
No, you
thing.
don't. No, you don't hear grunts and serves. You hear
You hear
grunts
that times, man.
on
On the rally.
returns.
So like,
Yes, on returns during a rally. That is when you'll hear the grunting because remember you're putting extra effort because you when you're serving you basically remember serving is in tennis is an automatic advantage.
Yep.
Yes, that is why for persons
key
like
point.
Djokovic.
Key point. You know why? That's also a key point. Imagine, all right, where most games are won by tennis players is when they break an ex-person serve.
Yep.
And that is what, if Nadal had went on to win the game today, that would have been what took place. Because remember that he actually broke from Djokovic's serve. And
Yep.
from there on in, he just started to hit a lot of winners.
Yeah.
But here's also one of our viewers in real interest Billy saying that the ball could be paper is the force that's behind it.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And anyway, you could also use cricket, for example, when a man pitch a delivery to you, a fast delivery to you, it's easier to hit that ball than when a man actually bowling spin and you have to put force behind that. Because remember that ball is coming to you slower. So when you actually have to exert more forces and pressure behind it, you know that at some point your breathing increases. So of course you're going to make a lot more noise than when a man is bowling a fast pace.
You see, all right, let me just say this lastly on that issue. You see, when it comes on to the grunting and the effort, if you want to talk about a naturally gifted player, as to how we normally talk about a naturally gifted sprinter, or a naturally gifted cricketer, or a naturally gifted footballer, Federer is the best example of a naturally gifted tennis player, which is why many people have him as the GOAT.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So, listen, he's still hitting the ball as hard as Nadal and Djokovic, you know, but you never hear a sound from him.
It's so effortless.
Right?
Yeah.
Because everything comes so natural to him.
Like
The
Sampras
other
back in the
players,
days.
listen, you see for Nadal and Djokovic, which is why if somebody gets up and say, listen, any one of them are the go to over Federer, I can't complain. Why? Because these players, I don't believe that they are naturally gifted tennis players. They did extreme work, practice, put in the hours, right, to get where they are. If people look back on Djokovic's career, you will see that, listen, that man put in a whole lot of work, right? A whole lot of mental work to reach to where he is today.
Where's the Shakes? They're more like Cristiano Ronaldo in football in comparison to Messi.
Exactly.
Yeah, Cristiano put in a lot of work.
Yeah,
But
put in a lot of work.
One quick thing though, Shakes. Maria Sharapova was one of them who OD'd the grunting in the morning though. I believe that it wasn't natural all the time because this girl was like.
No, she just did that for fun. She was extra.
Before I move on,
I think she was trying to throw off her opponents.
in Roland Garros, we'll actually see a new winner, a first-time winner for the women. It will be Barbora Krejcikova, and she'll be playing against Pavia Yuchenkova, who has done pretty decent for herself, but I mean, she has come on so late, man. She's 29 now, and
29,
it's the first time she's actually reached a final and all of that. Come on, man. Shakes, Krejcikova has done very well in this tournament. Also, Pavlyuchenkova has done very good too, so I can't really say none of them hasn't played well. But based on what you have seen, which one you actually think that will go on to claim this title?
All right, so guess what? I'm just going to state this. Nobody knows who will win tomorrow. That's obvious, right? But literally, nobody knows who will win tomorrow. Because guess what? I don't think anybody had any of these females, even from their semifinals, to win.
Actually, I disagree.
Who you had?
I did at the
You had
producer did.
Pavlyuchenko?
Yeah, and I also had
okay,
Krejcikova
all right.
because
No,
I mean,
that's
you know
fair.
what, Shakes?
That's fair.
You know why? Hold on, man. You know why I have them progressing from far out? I bet on the tennis matches almost every night.
Oh,
so
Lord.
based on that
This
fact,
man always speaks from the money mind.
but the thing, Shakes, though, we didn't have them to reach the finals at the beginning because they knocked out some players around fourth round
so hold on.
and quarters, like Serena.
Let me give people an idea as to who.
No, man, they never knocked out Serena. It's not, listen, other players knocked out the Stallions and they benefited.
All right, so what happened is that Pavlyuchenkova knocked out Sabalenka, who was ranked world number 3 in the third round. Then she knocked out Victoria Azarenka, who is ranked number 15 in the world. In the semifinal, she knocked out Rybakina, who is ranked 21st. And let's point out that Pavlyuchenkova is ranked 31st. Rybakina was the one who actually knocked out Serena.
Right.
And it didn't come as a surprise to me because it's not a case as if Serena is playing any good tennis. Never surprised me.
But we had Swiatek to win.
And then
you had who to win?
Swiatek.
Not we, you.
Swiatek, the winner from last year.
Oh, in terms of winning the
overall
tournament,
Swiatek
was the one who actually had to win the tournament.
I definitely had Swiatek to win, especially after Naomi went out.
And then she knocked out Zidansek in the semis to reach a final. Krejcikova on the other hand, she knocked out Siniakova, who was ranked number 2 in the world. Then she knocked out Siniakova. Well, did I repeat that?
Yeah, you repeat that name.
She knocked out. Why is this popping up so much time? But she knocked out also Swiatek also. So I mean, if you look at that,
and then Sakari.
Yeah, that was the one that I was trying to figure out. But you know what happened just now? because she's partaking in the doubles as well that keep on showing up.
Yeah, it's Sakari. She knocked out Sakari. But as I said, for me, anybody can win. Any number can play tomorrow. So I honestly can't pick a final. Let me tell you something about women's tennis, right? If you guys have noticed, basically since about 2017, yeah, I think it's probably since 2017. If you really look on the women's side, I think everybody, if they are fair to themselves, Naomi Osaka is the #1 female tennis player in the world.
Easily.
If everybody is being honest, that actually sit down and watch tennis.
Easily.
No, when it comes down to everybody else is really just a world #1. That is a pseudo #1.
You remember when
It's a fake
Caroline?
#1.
You remember Caroline Wozniacki was
Yeah,
number
she only
one
won one title.
and has never won anything.
No. She won one
No,
title.
when she was #1
Oh
for
yeah,
the
no.
many years that she
Yeah,
was
but
there.
that's the point that I'm trying to make, Ryan.
Yeah,
That these people.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that she was one of those who always stare at #1 and she wasn't winning anything.
Yeah. So basically, these women will get up and perform on the WTA circuit. They will win, and then when they come into tournaments, they don't win the Grand Slams. So the point I was trying to make since 2017 now is that outside of Naomi, that has won 4 titles, basically every single tournament look for a new winner. That has been the case, right? If you realize, look at this final now. It's 2 new people we have in the final, which means that we are going to crown a new winner. So outside of Naomi, women's tennis is so unpredictable.
Fuck shakes, because I can point out quite a few people, even though this
I remember when
I expected her to go far as well. But 2017, Yelena Ostapenko won. Where's she now? Ashley Barty was the one that
playing injured.
But then we all thought, remember when Sloan had her run and we thought Sloan was going to be good and then she fell off.
Boss, it's obvious that Sloan Stevens isn't good, boss. Come on.
Ryan, you can listen. I can call Muguruza's name. I can call when Kerber won a few. I can call Azarenka, right?
Pliskova, Svitolina, all
No. Don't call that girl's name. I don't want you to call Pliskova's name. Pliskova is, I'm not gonna say I don't like her, but once she enter a tournament, me know so she can't win the Grand Slam. I know that. She don't have the mental fortitude. You can see it in her gameplay. So I don't want you to call her name, right? But if you realize Andreescu, Sloane Stevens, Swiatek last year, Sophia Kenin, who else? Andreescu, who won the one, somebody who won in at the US Open last time, but there was a new winner again. Right? But if you realize every single tournament, basically since 2017, outside of Osaka, you just have anybody.
You've been talking about all of them, but you know that who is the most disappointing of the whole lot? Simona Alep.
Oh, brilliant. Well said. She actually has the game to rival Naomi Osaka. She just does not have the mentality to.
Facts of life. But
yes.
We're just going to move away from the tennis now because we got to get to this. The depressing state of the show.
Why bother?
I mean, South Africa are a day away. Well, I could probably say a morning session away from wrapping up victory in this first test. So, first up, West Indies made up mediocre 97 in the first innings.
No, it was a mediocre. That's their level. That's their level.
They made 97 in the first innings, and then South Africa replied with 322 with Quinton getting 141 not out. West Indies at second turn of bat are at 82 for 4. And boy, they look so awful. I mean, literally awful. And Shakes, this is the argument that has been going around now, because one for a particular viewer in Demo, this man keep on talking about Craig Brathwaite, that Craig Brathwaite is this big bad. Craig Brathwaite is an average cricketer, and he's joined for some little stats that says that Craig Brathwaite is probably number 6 or number 5 amongst run scorers for West Indies as opener. I mean, yes, he's there because West Indies has never
West
generally
Indies
has
have opener for the past 25 years.
say no more. And I
Say
mean,
no more.
the man is got he has gotten a county deal. I mean, boss, Miguel Cummins is playing in the county. What is Miguel Cummins?
Listen, Levon, you remember when you were having this discussion earlier in the year when you were playing against Bangladesh and Sri Lanka? And I remember, you remember how Dima used to talk up West Indies? And I used to be like, but what do you guys see to really get up and think that these play for Bangladesh just say, oh, Australia never go down to Bangladesh and win. Australia go there and lose. Oh, okay, cool. All right. But it's pure spin Bangladesh come out and bowl. Lollipop, right? I even mentioned that, oh, well, guess what? Bangladesh, they weren't even with their best player because he got injured. And I know that changed that team dynamic. Sri Lanka, we all know, yes, we all know Sri Lanka, their team is in a rebuilding phase. So we can't use that. Listen, Sri Lanka not really any better than Zimbabwe right now in terms of cricket, you know.
But even South Africa is rebuilding right now, you know.
Exactly, right? And that's what people need to understand.
South Africa's strength is their bowling.
Yep. They don't have no batsman.
South Africa don't have apart from the girl, them favorite cricketer, you know them.
Quinton?
Yeah, Quinton the Cock, the girl, them favorite cricketer.
Yep.
They don't have a world-class batsman apart from him. They only have a...
And hold on, stick up in the rent. Even him, in test match cricket is not a world-class batsman.
Poor.
No, he averages 38 for a keeper. That's good. That's very good.
No,
one is average.
No, Ryan. No. Guess what? Quinton de Kock has played 52 test matches, right? He has half centuries, but they're really counter-attacking half centuries. He has he had 5 centuries prior to the one that to the one that he scored. So really and truly, he scores a century every 10 games. There is a reason Quinton de Kock opens the batting in ODI, but bats so low in the test team, because really and truly he's not an exceptional test player, right? And people need to understand that.
No, but he's the keeper. Keepers don't normally bat high in the order.
Yeah, yes, but guess what? You think people that are coming ahead of him are really better than him?
What's that?
You think people that are coming ahead of him are really better than him?
No.
Thank you.
No, but where you're going, you're not going to really bat a keeper that high because it's too much work for a keeper to keep.
So you're always going to make a keeper. But Ryan, you're making the point for me. There's a reason.
He scored a counter-attacking century today.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's why I say you're making my point. So, because I said that he scores a lot of his runs
unless you're going to play him as Andy Flower, the best batsman in the team. So who is a keeper and you let him bat high? Unless you're going to do that.
So why him can't come at 4?
No, that's what I'm saying. Unless he's going to be there on the floor.
Listen, for persons who actually follow the cricket and even follow South Africa, even from AB has retired. Listen, the amount of searching South Africa have searched for batsmen upon batsmen, right? You see Markram, that 60 that he scored, that man is such an inconsistent batsman. Dean Elgar, okay, if I give him a rating out of 10, I'll give him 3.5 out of 10. He's half decent and a half good day.
Their batsman is on par with ours.
Exactly. Honestly, there's nothing exceptional about the batting unit outside of Quinton, right? So the bowling, which is going to really, because remember, Test cricket is all about the bowling that you face and how you cope with it. So we all know that South Africa have one of the best bowling units, if not the best. I'd probably give them number 2 in the world, right? Because for me, Ngidi kind of young still, right? This Norke youth, him look decent, right? And I'm not just using this series that he's playing now.
Shit, this Norke youth is absolute fire, man. This youth has been on the scene for a while.
At least At least you see it, because the cricket that I've seen from him, he's very decent. So it didn't come as a surprise to me that West Indies went in and were bowled out for 97. And you see why I would never, you see, when people were jumping and say, oh, Banner can bat all of a sudden, or Craig Brathwaite can bat all of a sudden. I remember when I used to say John Campbell, if you put the ball the same place every single time, he will get out. Guess what? He's not
Every
in the
single
series,
time.
but guess what? You basically put in the man called Shea Hope that if you put the ball in the same place every single series, he will get out the same way. Right? So we are playing players that cannot play test cricket. And we need to understand that, listen, I'm not fighting a man for his career.
Up in those shit. Stick up in. One thing that you don't understand is that West Indies doesn't have anybody to play test cricket. So they have to just find they can fit in. And
I know.
Decide to turn up
If
now.
you look at these guys averaging the first class, they're averaging 32, 31, 29, and they are being picked to play as batsmen for West Indies.
Ryan, I'm going to call one batsman name. You see Conway that is playing against England right now?
New Zealand.
I'm not overreacting. I'm not overhyping the player. But
Technique
this man
is there,
has played.
Shakes, I can see it.
No, well, not. This man has played some, like a whole lot of first class cricket where you can say, all right, yes, this man has quality.
Right now.
We cannot say the same thing about our West Indian players, and that is the biggest problem. You see, we cannot expect our West Indian test team to do well if we have Kemar Roach bowling to you in the nets, if we have Jason Holder bowling to you in the nets, right? I don't want to hear Demo come and tell me that.
What
Jason
are you
Holder
talking about?
is in the top 3 all-rounders in the world.
What are you talking about? Bro?
When you come up against a man that is bowling 140 and high 130s, I don't want a man that's bowling 120 to me in the nets.
Wait, you want to go fly out Mitchell Stark for come bowl to them into the nets? Who you want to bowl to them in the nets? We want to bowl to them in the nets.
Nemo, I would actually want us to actually try to develop proper fast bowlers. That's what I would like to see. So guess what?
Jaden Seas is coming out. Max Sween and all of them. We have a plethora of fast bowlers coming out. So I don't know what you're talking about.
So hold on.
Come on, Demo.
No, I don't think.
We have Jaden Seas coming out.
To be honest with you, I don't think bowling is our problem. I think batting
Neil
is our
Smith
problem.
is coming out.
No, but Ryan, what you don't get in the Ryan?
We don't have no batsman, brethren.
Ryan,
we don't have no batsman. Bowling.
You're not getting what Shakes is saying. What Shakes is getting at is the batsman Shakes is getting at. He's saying that if you have these average bowlers that bowl at average pace,
so we're not saying.
I don't think our bowlers are. I don't think our bowlers.
So hold on. We're not saying.
One at a time, please. One at a time.
Hold on. I'm not going to say they're average bowlers because when you rank them against the world's best bowlers, they are up there with them.
No, they are not.
Playing against poor teams.
No, they are. Roach.
Thank you.
Holder and even Gabriel is
all right.
In the top 20.
All right.
They are in the top 20.
Easy question,
they are top 20
Ryan.
bowlers in the world.
Easy question, Ryan.
So, hold on now. So, those guys, we don't really have a bowling problem per se. We have a batting problem. We have a batting problem. If we can find 2 batsmen that can average 40 odd in Test cricket, our team will be a lot better with those same bowlers.
But Ryan, look how the thing's simple, Ryan. If you set the Shakes, is batting our best asset in this West Indies team? No. Is feeling our best asset in this West Indies team? No. Our strongest asset in West Indies right now is bowling. Argument finished. Finished. So I don't know what Shakes is talking about on the stream right now. I just saw like a bag of garbage.
So it's simple.
South Africa's strength is bowling. Ours is bowling.
Guys, Ryan, Shakes turn.
So it's simple. Just because a football team might have a decent defensive unit, don't mean that the attackers that are in the team won't be scoring goals on them in practice. So you cannot compare our bowlers to the West Indian region. We have to be compared to the rest of the world. So I was going to ask this simple question, Ryan. If I were to ask you, name me 10 bowlers in the world that if you were to pick them up and go to them with a camp, would any West Indian bowler be in that top 10? Be honest. Demo can chime in.
Shakes, we have 3 bowlers in the top 20
Answer
in the world.
the question, Ryan.
I just asked a very simple question. 10 bowlers.
Jason Holder is the best.
10.
Jason Holder is the best all-rounder in the world.
We're
Which
not
means him
talking
can
about
bowl.
We're not talking
Which means
about
him can
all-rounder, Ryan.
bowl.
The man said bowler. Stick to bowler.
But he's a bowler. Jason Holder's average in cricket bowling-wise is very good.
All right, so give it a 10. The man asked for 10.
No,
Give it a 10.
no, but the fact of the matter is we don't have a bowling problem. If you have 3, if you can have 3,
You're still going around it,
That's
Ryan.
not, but that's not the point that I'm making.
If it is that you can have 3 bowlers in the top 20 in the world, you do not have a bowling problem. It is as simple as that.
Ryan, I don't know what they're arguing because because you cannot pick 10 and you have a West Indies in the top 10 bowlers of the world, mean we have a bowling problem. How that makes sense?
Guys,
our strongest part of cricket right now is
West
bowling.
Do we have hold on, let me put it the next way now. Do we have a top 20 batsman in the world?
Ryan, listen. Everybody.
Do we have a top 20 batsman?
Stop for a minute, Ryan. We're not having a corner shop discussion one man at a time. Don't do it again, man.
All right, Can I ask this question? Do we have a top 20 batsman in the world?
No.
Silence? Exactly.
In my eyes? No.
Demo say otherwise because Demo read Craig Brathwaite up there.
So let me answer this question. Let me answer the question about the bowlers in the top 20. If you bowl to nonsense batsmen, you will get wickets. Also, if you are the only bowlers that keep on bowling, we don't have men that bat 700 deliveries in Test cricket. So eventually, you will give away your wicket.
Come on, Shakes. No, do that.
Listen, you can't cut off a man, Mike.
You don't do that on the top 20.
Really?
You don't do that to
me. So hold on. Let me ask you this. So you say West Indies don't do that and as in reach top 20. Let me ask you this. How did West Indies get to 6th in the world in Test ranking? Which top team did they beat?
You think it's our batting because we reached top?
No. Ryan, stop answering what I'm not asking. I ask you, West Indies, they're ranked 6th in the world right now. Let me ask you this. Do you really believe that West Indies is actually a better team than South Africa even prior to them playing this series?
No.
Thank you.
But here is my thing. Here is my thing. 6 is still pretty mediocre in cricket.
6 is nowhere in cricket.
It's not like we're above a India or a New Zealand or a Australia or a Pakistan or anything like that. We are still a very mediocre cricket team.
Exactly, which is why.
Brian, can I interject?
If we were to find
can I interject for a minute?
Hold on, let me just finish this point. If we are to find 2 batsmen that can average 40 in Test cricket with these same bowlers, Roach is averaging like what 30 or low 30s, 20s, 30 is not bad as a bowler.
Finish your point, now, boss.
Bowlers in the 20s, averaging 20s, which is pretty good. If we can find 2 batsmen that can average 40, we can be a better team. We can be a top 5 team.
Consistently. So Ryan, Levan, we can just ask a question, please. May I beg you? I just really want to ask.
Alright, Demo, I'm going to make you ask a question about Ryan does make a point, right? It says 6 is averaging in Test cricket, right? So if 6 is average and West Indies is just beating up who is actually behind them, why should I feel comfortable with these performances by these guys?
We mean why we should be comfortable? Like we got those tours to play. We play who is in front of us and we beat them. We mean why we should be wait. West Indies is not the only team who beat lower than behind them. West Indies is not the only team. Other teams get points by beating people. When you say South Africa better than we, when was the last time South Africa win a Test match? Shakes, answer the question. When last South Africa win a test
A
match?
very long time. They are in a rebuilding phase.
Okay, so how is it that West Indies is not better? The rankings speak for itself. We are better because we won our games and we won test match series and we got to 6 deservedly. Don't come and talk about South Africa better than we. When time they win a test match from 19 all long.
So let's ask you a question, Dimo. Argentina is ranked number 8 in the world right now.
Cricket, we are talk about cricket.
Thank you, boss.
Because listen, I don't mix up sports when I talk about sports. Cricket,
it's the same thing.
We're talking about
it's the same thing.
Cricket, we're talking about.
Levon, you know, earlier we were talking about Brazil. I remember what we said about Brazil. Brazil will beat everybody in CONMEBOL, but when they play the European teams, them worthless. It's the same thing with West Indies. If they play weak teams, they will do well because they are weak themselves.
Let me ask you and Levon a question here. What is our strongest facet in cricket right now? Is it bowling, batting, or fielding?
It is bowling. However, in relation to all the top teams, we are an atrocious bowling unit. Simple as that.
And I disagree with that.
No problem if you want to disagree.
Right. Top 20 and you're atrocious. It don't work like that. It's the world we're talking about, you know? The world. There is no team in world cricket that has 3 bowlers in the top 20 and you consider your bowling unit to be atrocious.
Let me ask you this, Ryan. When you're watching the cricket,
Ryan. Yep. Against.
Come again?
You're going out, Levon.
It's going to bring
We can't hear you. We can't hear you. You're breaking up. Try again. Go again. Yeah, right, picture fuzzy.
Continue.
Yeah, so I was saying, Ryan, you mentioned that aspect of it, right? But let me ask you this. When you really look at the bowlers and their bowling, do you see them bowling in an area consistently in even, not even 5 days of the test match, you know, whether them bowling for 2 or 3 out of the 5 days? Do you see West Indies bowling in an area, a decent area for even 1 full session in a match?
Yes, Shakes. That's why teams don't score more than. That's why teams don't score. We don't give away a lot of runs over the past few years.
Since because we never play anybody. When they played New Zealand, what was the score?
We never play England.
What was the score? Hold on.
We never play England and win and beat England in a test match.
Y'all think that English team is a top team?
No, but they're a top 4 team.
Here no. Are we going to use the rankings?
Hold on.
They're not number 1 or number 2.
Hold on. You guys really believe that English team is a top team?
So they have to be number 1 to be considered good?
But you have to be in the top 2 to be considered a very good team.
You're stretching this now.
The man talks some ridiculousness.
Hold on.
Are we going to get to the game? Because this just come like it.
When Australia, when India, when South Africa, they were number 1 in the world at some point. Wasn't it based on performances against?
No, you're stretching this. You're saying that if a team is not 1 or 2, they are not a top team. That's a stretch.
No, I said top.
It's ridiculous, Ryan. That's what
tops.
Ridiculous. That's what it is.
This is a stretch.
All right, you want me to switch it? World class. They're not a world class team.
No, but they're a very good team.
Yeah, but they're not a world class team.
All right, am I still breaking up?
No, go ahead.
You're good. Make we get to the game because it's ridiculous now, bro.
All right. Ryan, what I was saying to you was actually that even lose my friend after that. Anyways, Dimo, what do you have to say about this West Indies game? Because I see you talking about Shea Hope shouldn't be in the team, but I see that man like you like to stick to John Campbell has failed consistently. So I mean, why not just drop back for Shea Hope?
Listen. All right. So first of all, I I thought that Shea Hope deserved a spot in the team, not as an opener. If he was going to play, he cannot play as an opener. So that was the whole reason why I say Shea Hope should not be in this team. You cannot have a man who makes so much runs in the practice games coming leading up to the thing and not play. But if he's going to open, he should not be playing. That was my thing. Anyway, they picked him in the team, and I must say, all right, fine, work with him. I don't think he's going to make no runs because Shea Hope has failed for 2+ years, and people still calling theme because he's making runs in white ball cricket, which he has always been doing, by the way, when he was failing in test match. So it's nothing new. People seem to forget that Shea Hope didn't debut in 2017 when he made the back-to-back hundreds. He only has 200s in test match cricket, 2, and it's the back-to-back in England. He was playing from 2015 in field. He made the little purple patch in England that they call it, the 200s, and then after that, him fail again. And he deservedly got dropped, and I didn't think that he deserved to come back in the team. But him come and he make run. I would say, all right.
Think about what you just said, Demo. Think about what you just said.
Let me finish my train of thought now. No, we dropped John Campbell, who has played, 15 test matches.
Bug.
He did not get all this time that Shea Hope get for play and feel. But yet still we are running with when he has already played. He has already got 2 half centuries and Shea Hope only have 5. So 3 less than Shea Hope. Are we ready for Troy John Campbell, who is a natural opener? Right? But we get to the game, and I thought Craig and the staff got it wrong when they decided to bat first. A lot of people are saying that it's positive that they decided to bat first because all the time we choose to feel and it's negative and why we always want for chase and so. But when you see that pitch, you know see that pitch is prime for bowling, and with the South Africa lineup, there is no way you test yourself just like that against that bowling attack, right? And I don't know what confidence Shea Hope must think him did have, but he looked shaky from the start, driving that outside half stump, missing and all of this thing. And from he went, everything just collapsed after that. It was a dumb shot by the captain himself. He tends to misjudge a lot of those balls outside the half stump, but all the credit has to go to South Africa bowling. They were very disciplined from the get-go, and I cannot put anything down on what the South African bowlers did. They were amazing. And we don't want people just say, oh, West Indies bad. No, South Africa were bowling brilliantly. And they put themselves ahead of the game when they bowled out for 97. Just so you go. And that was the first innings. Once you get bowled out for 97, you're always behind the 8 ball and prime position to lose.
But I just want to disagree with one thing here with you. Shea Hope dropped, and John Campbell got a good run.
No.
And 15 tests is a lot of time to
No.
And John Campbell did
that, Ryan?
No.
Let me just
30
finish.
matches.
Let me finish. He got enough time to fail, and he did fail, and he was rightfully dropped.
I don't think so.
Kieran Powell averages 25 in test cricket.
Yeah, I'm glad he came back.
That's another failure. Shea Hope failed. Shea Hope failed and deservedly got dropped for 2 to 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
We have been short on openers. You remember when let me use an example here. When Rohit Sharma came in the team, is the same reality like Shea Hope. Came in, made a few runs, failed, and went into white ball cricket as an opener, revamped his game as an opener, and then India said, all right, we try him as an opener in test cricket. They did that, and it was a success.
Shea Hope is no Rohit Sharma, boss.
Shea Hope averages 50 in white ball, just like Rohit.
He has always been batting brilliantly in ODI, even when he was failing, boss.
Good, that's the point I'm making.
Thank you.
Now they can say, okay, let all our openers have failed. Let us give Shea a shot as an opener. What is wrong with that?
That's nonsense. He's not an
What
opener.
is wrong with that? We don't have anybody else?
Yes, we do. You played today. What do you mean?
No, we don't.
He played today. Powell. You have an opener in the team.
25.
Okay, he made 97 in the warm-up game coming into the match. He clearly has confidence.
Cool. Very good. Good for him.
So
Ryan,
25 in tests.
hold on.
So why not try? We have always tried Shea as a number 3 or a number 4, and
Bro,
it did not work for us.
we tried Shea Hope opening test match cricket before and him averaged 18.
What is wrong?
No. He played 7 innings as the opener, 7, and him averaged 18.
but then you were the same one making the point for John Campbell that saying 15 tests is not enough time.
Yeah, okay, 7 and 15 is what we mean.
All right, don't beat him up too bad, Ryan. Don't beat him up too bad. Hold on. Wait. Many things that he's saying, he doesn't even realize that he's contradicting himself.
There's no contradiction. Shea played 7 matches as an opener, him failed and put him down the order. He didn't get dropped from the team. He was still playing. What are you talking about?
So are you saying
7 innings? 7 innings.
So are you saying they should have moved John Campbell down the order
John Campbell
again?
played 30 innings.
Is that what
you
you're
played?
saying?
What innings? 200 there. I'm gonna hear what I say.
John Campbell played what? Nearly 13 in John Campbell as an opener.
Yeah, and he has 250s.
And was a colossal failure.
He wasn't no colossal failure. He's a natural opener who needs to be opening. Shea Hope is not an opener who should not be opening in test cricket.
John Campbell is a natural opener
and it proved itself in this test match.
And lock it back and watch the TV. Watch the kid on the TV.
Listen. We need to learn the cricket some more because clearly we don't understand.
I'm stick up in though. One particular thing that I want you guys to go at. So Demo is hyping up Craig Brathwaite said as this big bat.
No. Don't push it so far, man.
That's what he says.
Yeah, no, I really want to know what the discussion here.
Before you move to the Craig Brathwaite thing,
okay.
Levon, some things that Demo just said, right? I just want to work out the maths for Demo. I'd work it out in my head, but see the phone there. Oh, it's not really showing too well. But anyway, 2 out of 30 innings, Levon works out to be 6.666666667%. Right? So if a man can score a half century in less than 10% of the innings he faces, right? Oh my God. How is that not a failure? But anyway, that's just maths. I mean, that was maths for me in high school. But anyway, that's the first point. Second thing, he spoke about Shea Hope and the purple patch that he had. Demo doesn't even realize that in him talking about the purple patch, how can you consider scoring 2 centuries as a purple patch? Not you, Demo, not you, because you never said you directly. You said people said he was in a purple patch. But look how we basically claim a West Indian to be in a purple patch by just scoring 2 centuries. That is how low the standard is. Mediocrity.
No.
Demo
to be fair to
Demo
them,
explicitly said just a while ago
that is rarely done. That is rarely done in England.
5 half centuries and 2 centuries. So it means that the man have 7 significant scores in Test cricket. That is a failure. How is that a purple patch? That is a failure, right? The same way John Campbell has failed. Listen, I want to work out another maths for Demo. Many people struggle to get to 100 test matches in cricket. True or false?
True.
15 test matches. If you were to compare to 100 test match career, is actually 15% of somebody's career. Why would you want to reach to 20% or 25% or 30% and not consider that a failure?
We're not reaching Craig Brathwaite. Let me just address what Sheikh say. Sheikh,
yes.
Why is it that West Indian people don't like to reason in context? In the context of West Indies cricket, there is nobody better than John Campbell for come and open right now. Nobody. None. Until Kieran Powell came and made that 97 the other day, there was nobody knocking down the door to come and open for John Campbell. So showing him away. Let me finish. So showing him away for come and bring Shea Hope for open make no sense whatsoever. None.
So your thing is you only want natural openers to open. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. It is a specialized position, yes.
If you are not a natural opener, regardless of the fact that you have been failing left, right, and center, you should not
No, he's not feeling left, right, and center.
Yeah, he's feeling left, right, and center.
No.
He averages 20.
It's failing north, south, east, and west.
Oh my God, you guys are ridiculous. You guys are ridiculous.
I have a question for you, Demo.
Unless a person is a natural opener,
yes,
you don't want to open them.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying.
I have a question for you, Demo.
I disagree with your point.
I have a question for you. Well, two questions actually. The first one, that 97 that Kieran Powell made, who did he make it against?
Against the best in the Caribbean.
Thank you, my boss. And the best in the Caribbean is not good. You just said out of your very own mouth that you know that the standard, or why can't we, this is what you just said, why can't we as Caribbean people just accept what we have in front of us and just work with it and accept what we have? That's what you just said.
I said, why can't we reason in context? We are talking about.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
I said there's no better opener in the Caribbean right now.
Thank you.
Stop. That's what I just said. Saying at the public.
So you're basically saying that I should not go and analyze my Caribbean team just because this is the best of the lot. So we must just accept whatever they do.
You are saying that. I didn't say that.
So if our best opener can average more than 15, we should not try nobody else.
Nope.
I am saying to you, opening, and that's why I'm telling you, need to go learn the cricket, you know. Opening the batting is a specialized position. If there is nobody, let me finish. If there is nobody knocking down the door to get your opening position, leave the opener, then make them bat get into form. Craig Brathwaite was Craig Brathwaite was on the brink of getting dropped, you know, because he wasn't scoring any runs. But guess what? Nobody in the Caribbean was there to replace him. And what him do? Him come and he make a bag of runs, got a couple centuries the other day, and him solidify him space. Him lead the team in Bangladesh and win the thing, and he make some runs. It's a specialized position. You cannot come and
choose.
So India got it wrong using as an opener then.
I tell you context, Ryan. We're not India. We are West Indies. We are West Indies.
Same thing. We're talking about openers. It's the same conversation.
Right. Can I point out one thing though? I believe every batsman that bat one down can be an opener.
No, go so. That's false.
Generally, that's the rule.
Generally, that's what actually happen.
That's false.
One of the opener normally get out early, and normally the one down has to come in here early. So what we're talking about.
That's definitely not
true. If you look at any team right across the world, that's generally what happened.
Levon, most teams in the world, if you really look across teams in the world right now, it's very few international teams that actually have two solid opening players, right? Very few teams.
Well, ever since I started watching cricket in the 90s.
So basically, you can be at the crease within the first 5 overs, especially if you have those perfect conditions for fast bowling.
All right, so yes. Remember just since you never know, remember telling you now on this live stream, opening position is a specialized position. No number 3 can take up themselves and say them just go open like that. You have to be a specialized opener. They have total different roles.
When you're opening the batting in Test cricket. For West Indies, and then him go up the order and start open.
Listen to me. Opening position is a specialized position. That's why sometimes you think when Joe Root, them want Joe Root for home for England a lot of times, you know. Joe Root say what? Him cannot do that. Him don't want to bat at no opening position. Because anybody, he can be the best batsman in the world. It's not just for everybody. It's a total different mindset.
Can I point out one thing though? Same one just said that shape up shouldn't open now. Yet this
Definitely
is the same one that opens this. Yet this is the same one that opens the batting for West Indies in ODI cricket. So we
make up ODI cricket. We are talking about Test cricket, boss.
You say opening position is a specialized position.
Yeah, but we're talking about Test match.
You said specialized. You said specialized. That's a word. That's a word.
Why we can't reason a tank? All the way talk about Test cricket. Hold on. One day.
It's only specialized in Test cricket.
Listen to me. Listen to me again.
Opening is only specialized in Test cricket. That's what you're saying.
Listen to what I am saying to you. We are talking about Test cricket just now, right? Then we're talking about opening.
In Test cricket.
First of all,
yes,
ODI use white ball and Test cricket use red ball. There's a total difference between the two balls. I can't teach you everything on the stream, right?
No,
but it's totally different.
Is opening only specialized in Test cricket? That's what I'm asking.
It can vary in an ODI, but it's specialized in Test cricket. In Test cricket, yeah.
I'm disagree.
Demo, this is the last question that I'm going to ask you, because from you come on the live tonight to talk about the cricket, because you said leave the cricket to you, right?
No, I don't want to reach a game yet, by the way.
No, hold on, man. So I'm going to ask you this, because you said to us, you should allow yourself to teach us the cricket. So let me ask you.
You don't have enough time.
Hold on. So let me ask you. Why you don't teach those West Indian players that represent us cricket?
What kind of ridiculous question that?
All right, let me ask the question a different way, since you don't know how to answer. Do you believe there is a lot for those West Indian players to learn?
Of course.
So why you don't go and teach them, the boss?
Oh, me if I go teach them.
But I thought you knew everything.
So give me the opportunity for go, I'll go. Like what? What nonsense you ask me right now? I played a cricket match against Emraj the other day, and I had a lot to teach him before him come to the CPL. I had a lot. So when I get the opportunity, I teach them. So
why you don't submit something to the cricket board?
No, you're being ridiculous now.
No, I'm not.
We're talking about the match. Yeah, be ridiculous.
Hold on. I'm not talking about the match, Demo. I'm talking about West Indies cricket.
Anyway.
You don't want to see.
I can name 20 names off the top of my head who batter number 2, who batter number 3 and open right across world cricket.
No, so all right. So this is our own reason. Not because somebody go there and open 1 and 2 times.
No. We're not talking 1 and 2. Justin Langer, we can start from Justin Langer in the 90s, come right up.
Where Justin Langer?
Justin Langer, you never know same about number 3.
No, tell me where him do.
You never know that. Okay.
What did he do? How long did he bat at number 3?
He only saw Justin Langer.
How long did Justin Langer bat at number 3?
Match, Justin Langer get dropped, came back as an opener, him and Hayden start.
How long did Justin Langer bat at number 3?
A significant portion of his career.
How long?
For like 2 years or so? 2-3 years?
In Test cricket?
In Test cricket, you never know that.
And in batter number 3 and go open with who?
And then afterwards he got dropped. He got dropped and then he came back in the team and he and Matthew Hayden had a solid opening partnership.
Okay.
And
what?
No, I can't start from
but
that's what I'm saying.
So what I'm saying,
I can't even mention wave. I can't even use Wavelines.
Oh boy.
Wavelines had a significant portion of his career as a number 3. Then he went to the opening position and played a next significant portion of his career there. We can look right across the countries them. Hey, Graham Smith. You remember Graham Smith? Graham Smith started his career as a number 3 batsman.
You know, say Gilchrist used to bat at 7 and then him go open. Because we can't do that all 94.
No. We're talking about number 3.
No, but man, say you can do from 7 and all
night. Never open in Test. Yes, you said Test cricket, so I'm using your.
No, but just to show you.
No. You said to reason in context.
No.
You said to reason in context, so I'm reasoning in context.
Yeah, but you say you can find 20. So 20 out of 150 players is not the norm.
Graham Smith.
You're giving me exceptions to the norm.
No. You're getting beaten now, so you're
hold on.
Me like the fight here.
You're giving exceptions.
The fight.
You're giving exceptions to the norm. Not because you can find 20 out of 195 means you're right.
No matter with that. Nobody come to about exception here, so when we can't find them.
No, but I'm saying if you can find exceptions to the norm, that no means you're right.
That is not an exception.
You have norms and you have exceptions. And the norm in cricket
a lot of people open but that number 3.
All right, Ryan. So I like when Demo talks so that I can listen to him and see how he contradicts himself. So he just mentioned the norm in cricket. The norm in cricket is not to fail in 15 tests, my boss.
What?
What you mean, what?
Where
Hold on,
talk
take out the
about?
earphones. Take out the earphones. Take out the earphones.
No,
Demo,
that
let me
makes sense.
repeat.
Shakes. You think about what you say before you
The
say?
norm in Test cricket is not to play 15 straight matches and fail, me boss, and continue playing.
So, hold on. John Campbell deliberately go out and set out for fail?
No, because I'm
That's
not
what
good.
they say?
Him
No,
not
that's
good.
what you're saying? Because
Him
the
not
man have
good.
No,
two
he's saying
50s already.
no, we're not saying him deliberately fail.
No,
We're
hold
just
on.
saying him
But
fail.
most of the way I bring up that for the man that deliberately
No, we're
go
not
to
saying him
fail, so I
deliberately
bring
fail.
up
We're
that
just
for.
saying that him fail.
Yeah, but
At the end of the day, him still fail.
Demo, stop saying what I'm not saying. Stop
No,
using words I'm not using.
wait. When did Steve Waugh make his first 100? You know how much test
God.
match him have to play before he make a first 100?
And
Cool.
so did,
All right.
yeah, Shonda Paul play.
Yeah,
and
you
Shonda
know.
Paul and Sarwan.
So what
But
was
they
the
were
norm back
making
then?
runs.
What was the
When
norm back
Shonda
then?
Paul made his first century, he was averaging 40 yard. When
No.
Sarwan made his first century, he was
That's
averaging
fine.
40
After
yard.
how many games? After
Shea
how
Hope
many
is
games? After
averaging
how many
20.
games?
Demo.
After
Shea
how
Hope is
many games?
averaging enough games. Them
All
play
you know do a laba.
Demo, let me
digit in
let me
terms
talk
of
about that Steve Waugh
you
thing
never
that
know
you
that,
brought up.
don't you?
Yo, we're going in a
You
rabbit hole.
mentioned Steve Waugh just a while ago. Let
Yeah,
me
how
ask
long
you
before he
this.
got his first 100?
Let me ask you this: was Steve Waugh playing first class cricket?
What do you mean if him there play first class? The man there
What do
play
you mean,
test
what you
cricket and
mean?
a fail.
Listen to the question.
He was failing in test cricket, boss. We are telling about first class
Listen to
cricket
the
for.
question, Demo.
Demo?
Was Steve Waugh playing first class cricket?
He was playing test cricket and failing. Me just answer your question. We're talking about test cricket. John Campbell played test cricket.
just a while
Let
ago.
us forget about Steve Waugh here. Let us come back home. Shonda Paul played 20 or 30 tests before he made his first test century and he was averaging 40 yard.
Wait say 20 or 30?
Shonda Paul,
what?
at least
Wait
20
say
yard tests. We're not hearing.
20?
I am sure.
Oh, okay. All right, continue.
Okay, Sarwan.
All right,
Me just say. And John Campbell play how much?
Ryan, can I
Sarwan played a
How much John
significant
Campbell
portion.
play?
No, let me talk. No, I stop interrupt me.
But tell me how much John Campbell play. Tell me how much.
I am getting to that.
Okay, good.
I am getting to that. Sarwan played at least 20 odd test matches before he made his first century, and he was averaging 40 odd.
Okay.
John Campbell now played what? 15 tests? Average 20 odd.
Okay, so not
20 odd.
So not 20
20
tested.
odd.
So not 20
average
tested.
20 odd and expect being at the team.
Wait, so not,
But this excuse about who make century, how long it takes to make century is not the point.
Yo, Mike,
You can make runs.
all right, so you just get a chance to talk. And
you can make runs. You can make runs without making a century.
Christ, my head that hurt me. Live on. Really want you to wrap up the show, see? But let me just say this for the last time.
What said you about me? No, I'm enjoying the argument.
No, man. This will go for 2 hours now. And my head that hurt me. So here, listen, wait, no, let me just, I don't want to forget what Ryan say. I don't want to forget what Ryan say.
All right.
The context now, again, for the 50 millionth time, there is nobody beating down the door to come and take John Campbell's spot as an opener. So whether the man averaged 25 or not, you're sticking with the man. No. You're sticking with a core team.
Okay.
Zine, and you want to use the man. The man dead and him a bat and him a form a partnership with Craig Batway. Why in the world the man averaged 25 with 250s and he's trying and he's adjusting his game all the time? The only reason why I know John Campbell in him head is because when he started out, he was very attacking. And everybody say, why am I play so much shot? Why am I play a shatter ball? Blah, blah, blah. And I saw him against Sri Lanka trying to adjust and bat long, a middle ball and a stay. And he was getting into 2 minds and he was getting out because of that. If we allow John Campbell for play him natural game, I am sure John Campbell will make. And it's not like the man make the team because he was. Wait. He make the team because he earned his call up, because he made a lot of runs in regional cricket.
Can I say something?
I don't disagree with you. We should allow him to play his natural game, but he should play it at first class level.
Shakes and Ryan, we have come to one conclusion. Demo is a lover of mediocrity, so Demo will just accept mediocrity and that's it.
In this team mediocre, boss, who are average ahead of John Campbell.
There you have it, Shakes.
So we want to show where average man for bringing an average man. Where you gonna bring in Shonda Paul's son?
So Levon, all of the Man U fans get up and say, Ole. Why you don't make no change? Ole says to you guys, indirectly. When I look over to the bench, I don't see anybody. So I'm gonna stick with these players, even though I know they can't score a goal. So it means that is either I'm gonna lose the match or I'm going to draw the match. So what Demo is basically saying, selectors, when you look to the left, when you look to the right, when you look to the north, the south, the east, and the west, we don't see nobody that's banging down the door. So guess what? It's pure rubbish out there. But guess what? We have a little bit of recycled paper. So let's work with the recycled paper because they might average 20. If these boys come in from the north, south, east, and west, they will only average 10 and 15. So let's stick with the 20. That's what we are doing. So hey, hip hip, hooray, West Indies. Boom boom.
But you know what's the funny thing though? Dima said that West Indies is a mediocrity team. Yet when West Indies go on and win a test match, here Dima come and say, "Oh, West Indies is turning the corner."
You have never heard me say nothing about
turning
the corner, but I celebrate a win because my team win. Don't come see me turn the corner. We never use that phrase right here. So
when we beat Bangladesh.
Yo, listen to me.
You go on to say that we should rally around the West Indies.
Yes, no, but of course, I say rally around the West Indies, but we never say turn the corner.
Well, rally around mediocrity.
Don't say what we never say. Rally around the team when we win, of course. What do you mean?
Rally around mediocrity.
But the team is mediocre. What you mean? But when that don't mean mediocre can't win games, and that's why I say the norm is different from the exceptions. There are going to be exceptions when time West Indies win game. We have to do sulk and say, "Oh, we're not good." Like that don't make sense.
Boss, I understand. Isn't it? That's rally around mediocrity.
Big up the mediocrity.
Listen, we have a chance to win the second test match because I don't think that this South Africa team is all that out of this world that we can beat them.
My God.
That's all.
But Demo, you wouldn't have to be out of this world to beat mediocrity, no? By definition.
That's fine.
Okay.
They haven't been out of this world. They bowl exceptionally well on the first day.
But that's all you need.
But Jordan Seals came in and Jaden Seals came in and he's bowling well. So, I mean, there's always hope.
Because
I disagree with his performance as well. I didn't think Jaden Seals was all that over the top. I think he just bowled well. That's it.
No, he was excellent on the first day. He was excellent.
On the first day.
Today, the man them go off.
The first day I can give you that. But I'll finish up. But one thing that I want to point out, Dimo, you want us to persist with John Campbell, right? John Campbell is someone that bowlers have figured out. Just saying that give him 20 odd matches. So if they have figured out how to get John Campbell out, and you've seen him gotten out the exact same way majority
all
of
the
the time.
About outside the off stump and going fish at
Do you think that this man average will actually go up into the 40s if we actually give him that 20 odd matches?
Listen,
No.
what I'm not going to do is guess and spell what might happen from what night. What I can tell you is we not cry for wait. We not cry for shy hope, him already get figured out.
Nobody was crying for Shea Hope. Don't do that.
Not right here.
Boss,
Not right here.
Well, I met Milan now. When you cry for Craig Brathwaite, him already figured out. When you cry for everybody else, you see Myers can't scratch him age now, him figured out. Everybody in West Indies team has gotten figured out. So it doesn't matter who you bring in, boss.
Yeah, man,
I am saying use the best of the worst we have.
Yeah, man. Just like
John Campbell as an open, and that must if John Campbell was getting dropped, it should never be for Shea Hope. Bring in Powell who just made 97 and play people and farm. That's all Messi.
Shanika, thanks for this comment. Rally around mediocrity.
No, but you can choose not to. I will. I'm a team. What am I gonna do?
No, I mean, it's not a case of we can choose not to. We have already chosen our path. We don't rally around mediocrity.
Yeah, that's fine. But me have hope for South Africa, for beat South Africa because them now win a test match in a million years. And West Indies is on a good streak.
And you realize that as them buck West Indies, them are going to win a test match.
That's fine. That's fine. But we're not talking hindsight. We're not talking hindsight no. We're not talking hindsight no.
You made a brilliant point, Demo. You said that West Indies have hope so they can win the next match. Of course they do have hope. They do have shy hope. You're correct.
Yo.
That's it. Nothing else.
Boss, on the sound mad, brother. Honestly.
We sound mad, Demo.
Honestly,
You sound like somebody that belongs on Ward 21 that is on some hallucinogenic agent.
No, because
that also gets you
Big
very
man.
manic.
You
That
were
you
the
are
first
so
one to-
excited
You
that
were the
West
first
Indies
one
is
to
playing.
John Campbell average 10 if he's still in sir.
Come
all I
on.
am
Because
saying,
he's a natural opener.
listen, Jamaica might soon start. All I say is, if Uno as West Indian people cannot rally around rally around a team who have not lost a Test match series in how long, and then you're going to play a team who can't seem to win a Test match. If you can't see no hope in that, then all hope lost for Uno. That's all I say.
No, but we see hope, and hope was lost. That's the point.
We don't know reason
Levan.
logically, brother.
I tell you, I like listening to Demo. Demo just said West Indies won with one series against the other teams. He also pointed out that South Africa have not won a series or a test match in a million years.
Okay.
So if we win a series or a couple series of late and South Africa don't win none at all, shouldn't we start as the better team?
No, we should start as in we have hope for beat this team. Yes.
So shouldn't we start as the better team based on what you just said?
Yeah.
So why on God's earth
especially playing at home?
I think it's the same thing enough. Them have 6 and a half South Africa at 7.
Especially playing at home.
Yo, you don't even know what you're saying, Demo.
Especially starting as favorite don't mean so must win the game. And that may talk like only reason so.
I don't have a problem. Demo, let me tell you this very straight, and the Man U fans know this. I have no problem with people competing. I have a problem with people participating. Because if 20 people in a race, don't come 19th and 20 and tell me that you were in the race with the fastest man in the world.
So we're not competing in this test match. That's what you're saying.
No,
we're just participating. We're just participating.
And that's the point that we're trying to make.
Bro.
That's all we're doing. Demo, we have shown up for 3 days and then they're going to go back on the beach and go and sit down and chillax and look at the birds. That's all. All right, fine. Let's give them a participation support. Cool. All right. Because that's the best of the lot. But that's not real competition. Sports is about competition. Sports is about entertainment. Have we been entertained? Have we seen true competition? The answer is a simple no.
And you know that I'm happy that I have this discussion because you know what? Now I can stop beating Dima about Craig Bratton because I see where it's actually coming from. Because it's so poor the Caribbean and it's such mediocrity, this is why it glorifies in this man so much. So I understand where you're coming from.
But it's the context that we're in. Me never put up Craig Bratton against Graham Smith them.
No, but
it's West Indies context. I'm gonna give you the West Indies stats and the openers when compared to West Indies. But never go outside of that.
Levon, easy parallel that I'm going to draw for Demo again. That's why I say me like listen to Demo. You know, Demo. Right now in Jamaica have some runners that quote unquote fast in the 100 meters. Not true for men.
I don't know nothing about running, boss.
Oh, all right. Cause I was
yeah, they do.
They do. In comparison to the rest of the world.
Then can't be that soul on the world stage.
Thank you. Simple.
Yeah, but that doesn't add up. That we just beat Sri Lanka and Bangladesh the other day. That doesn't add up.
Yeah. The same way Johan Blake could have run against some waste man and beat them on a given day. No problem.
We beat Bangladesh in them home yard. Stop it.
Oh Lord. All right.
Stop it.
All right. So here what though. Thoroughly enjoyed this, and it's the first that I've ever actually gone over 2 hours on this show from I've ever had the show. But all good things has to come to an end, and even though, as I said, I enjoyed it, this is where it's going to come to a closure. Thanks to all our viewers that has been here with us from the onset, from about 8:15 thereabouts. I mean, we started at 30 viewers until it dropped down to. We are currently at 14, and I want to say thanks to the 14 that has stood by right here to just enjoy this drama. This was like a soap opera. And Demo had little flavor to the show.
And Ryan Hackett.
Just give the Jamaica lineup before you go with my. Come on, know
you know, something even say though, to be honest.
Oh, okay, all right.
Demo, them say you must visit your fridge when you finish the show, you hear? Get some ice packs.
Y'all reason out of context too much, man.
Thanks to Demo, Shakes, and Ryan who were on the show. I mean, you guys were awesome, man. And the producer.
Big
the
up
producer
Josh.
was the producer was on fleek all night. The producer is actually one who jarred out the show. The producer keep on saying, "Go man, go man, go." You know, I can do that. The man literally sit over his car and I was there, laughing through the entirety of this argument between you guys. The man laughed the entire time. So, producer, big up yourself. And as I said to all the viewers, thanks much. And really, Eden, I saw that you were here, man. Come on the show next, man. We want to have this female flavor next up. So visit the show, man. And don't go around the thing. As I said, thanks to the viewers, thanks to Demo, thanks to Ryan, thanks to Shakes, and everybody that is on board. Continue supporting Sports Frenzzyy. Until Monday, I'll see you guys again. Go and watch some Euros, and you can tune in for the first session of the cricket match tomorrow to see West Indies lose. Until then, peace out.
One session.
Big up.